Hey everyone, welcome to Community Group. Hope you're having a great day so far. I'm Pastor Ranjo, and I have a couple questions to help guide your discussion this evening. So let's jump right in. This Sunday, we started a new sermon series called Basic Ation, where we're learning just basic elements of our faith, things that will help us grow. And Pastor Jason this week started by talking about degradation. And he used the example of termites to show that there's a thing in this world that seems to be eating away at our hopes and dreams, basically our happiness. It's unseen, and much like termites, you don't really notice it's there till it's a big, big problem. You realize it's been eating away at the foundation of how you're trying to live or the things you're trying to build in your life. And Pastor Jason taught out of Romans chapter 1, verses 18 to 32, where Paul is dealing with this very same thing. He's talking to the Roman church and he's saying there, you know, we know God exists because we see his glory in all of creation. We recognize who he is because of all the things created by him. And we can even know things about who he is because of everything we see. However, when we choose to ignore that and pretend like God doesn't exist, it leads to degradation in our lives. We're letting the termites in and it begins to eat away at the life we're trying to build. However, when we do act like God exists, not only recognizing that he exists in creation, but recognizing that he is God of our lives, well, that leads to renovation. And that was the main point of the sermon this week, is that if godlessness equals degradation, then godfulness leads to renovation. Let me say that again. If godlessness equals degradation, then godfulness equals renovation. It's like a cool math proof there. Well, anyway, that was the main point, and that's going to lead into our discussion. For your first question, would you look at verses 19 and 20 in chapter 1? Read that together as a group, and then I want you to share where you see God in creation. What is a place that is so beautiful to you, or a place that's meaningful to you, where you can be and you recognize because of your surroundings that, wow, God exists and he is amazing. So go ahead and share that amongst your group. For your second question, I want you to read verses 28 and 32. And it's talking about how we act and what happens basically when we live godless lives. We don't recognize who God is. So go ahead and read that as a group. And then the question is, where do you see that in your life? And it doesn't just have to be in your personal life. Where do you see that in your community? Where do you see that in your friend group? Where you work, in your family? Where are you seeing how godlessness basically is leading to degradation? Go ahead and share that. Finally, let's let what we just talked about lead into prayer. Let's take those situations that we just shared and begin to pray over them and pray that God would bring healing and restoration, and pray most of all that the people involved, maybe yourself included, would recognize that God is God of that situation and he wants to be involved and can be involved to bring resolution and regeneration to that situation. Well, that's it for today. Hope you all have a wonderful time. God bless.